Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Let me see if I can get this pulled up and share it over there for our lovely Creative Hearts ladies to be able to get this later. Tell me how you are. Would love to know that you're here watching. Let me know if you can hear okay. Welcome. Okay, I see it now. All right, let me get this shared. Okay, now, hey Debbie. It's good to have you. I'm starting to see them now. Hey Sherry and Wendy. I'm glad y'all are here. And Terry. My husband just poked his head in the door. He's home for lunch. I have a lot to tell you. A lot. So let me see if I can get started. I forgot to pull. There we go. Sometimes I don't get to see all the comments on my computer, but if I look at it on my phone, I can see them there. Okay, so I think I've got it. Okay, happy October. I can't believe that it's already here. And we have packed October full of creative opportunities. So can't wait to start telling you about them. So the first thing, MK's here. I feel like we're check and roll. Hey, Esther. We have a new scripture verse theme and a new piece of artwork for our theme for October. I love October. I always have. My birthday is in October, but even if my birthday was not in October, I just love the fall colors. I love when the temperatures start cooling down a little bit. I'm in the South, so they don't cool down a lot, but there's something in the air that just feels better. So I'm excited that it's October. And when I was a little girl, I lived in South Alabama in Dothan, and there was always the Peanut Festival. Have y'all heard of that? The Peanut Festival is a big deal. So I associate that also with my birthday because we would get to go to that. So a lot of good memories. Tell me what you love about fall. Do you have something that you really love about fall? Let me know that in the comments. And I want to show you. Sorry, I went to the eye doctor yesterday and I'm trying out a new contact, and I just had to take it out because I felt like it was making me feel weird. I think it was a little bit strong. So if I'm acting weird, it's because I don't have glasses or contacts on, so I'm straining trying to see. But anyway, so let me show you what we're going to be focused on this month. So as you know, I've been preparing, me and my team, we've all been preparing really hard for the Child of the King. And I want to tell you how it ties in, Child of the King ties into our October theme. And I didn't plan it this way. I actually planned to have the Child of the King workshop in September. And I got sick. I mean, we just had sickness and all kinds of stuff that I needed to push it out. So at first I was kind of stressed about it, but then I realized it just falls in place really well with our October theme. So this is our artwork for October, and this is the verse, Psalm 62:8. I wanted to make sure I said the right numbers. I think this is so any time of the year, this is a good verse. It really is. But especially now with so much happening in our world, the tragedy and the trauma and the loss, there's a lot happening, a lot. And so I wanted to take some time and show you the October box. I know we're lettering today, but I want to show you the October box in this verse. because maybe you're like me and you need to be reminded of this verse. Okay, it says, trust in him when at all times. Then do what? Pour out your heart before him. So do what? Trust in who? Him. When? At all times. The next step is pour. Pour out your heart. Where? Before him. We can pour out our heart to each other, and there's a time and a place to do that, but we need to be always pouring out our heart to him. Why? Because God is a refuge for us. Each parts of that is important because we need to know and understand who he is. So the Child of the King workshop is really zeroing in on creating a place in our journals. We're creating a journal, but creating a place that we can really go deep in who God is, who is the King of Kings, because I really think it makes a difference whenever you know who it is you're talking to. So if you walked up to a stranger and you're talking and you're pouring out your heart to them, pouring out your heart to a stranger, you don't really know them. You don't really know if they can take action and even help you. So I guess that would be considered venting. I don't know. So then compare that to pouring out your heart to a friend. Maybe the friend could help you. Maybe they're just a listening ear and they can help you by praying for you, which is important. But think on this just a second. What about pouring out your heart to the King of Kings, to the one who can do something about it? Hey, Patricia, I'm glad to see all y'all hopping on, and Leslie. So I love this verse, and we'll be using it this month in October to just soak on that. So let me tell you how each area is affected by this verse. So we have an encouragement club that sends out this encouragement box with the artwork that I've created, with the lettering and supporting verses. And I'm going to show you that in just a second. We also have Creative Heart Studio, and that's where we're painting and we are lettering. So the first part of this month, it starts on Thursday of this week, we're doing the Child of the King workshop. And I wanted to do that first because I really think you're going to find it powerful when you spend a little bit of time focusing in on who the King of Kings is, on the Prince of Peace, who he is, and then on the Child of the King. And for believers, you are a child of the King. And it's whenever we start grasping that unimaginable gift that was given to us, the great exchange, when you start thinking about that, and that's what this journal is for. So if you have not signed up yet for the Child of the King workshop, I want you to go ahead and do that today. If you are a Creative Heart Studio member, you get free access, but you do need to sign up, purchase, and use the discount code that you've been given, and it's not going to charge you anything. We just need you to do it that way to help us with our processing behind the scenes, the admin stuff. So I'm just inviting all of you, whether you like to letter or paint, to join me. I think it's going to help you. It's going to help you. And this journal is just building the framework that we'll be working through in these upcoming months. So here's an example. So right here, we've got this verse, and it's explaining our part. Our part in this, let me hold it on this side. Our part is to trust him and to pour out our heart before him. And then it says his part is to be a refuge. There's a lot of people that need a refuge right now. There's flooding, there's uncertainty everywhere, and you need a safe place to go in a storm. when there's a hurricane warning or tornadoes or whatever's happening in the world, there's usually a refuge, a place of refuge. He is our place of refuge, and we need to know where that is. So if it was a tornado warning, isn't it a warning when it's been spotted? And they say, go to your safe place. I live in the South. We have these all the time. Go to your safe place, and they recommend that you assign that safe place ahead of time. You don't wait until the tornado comes to figure out where's my safe place. You already know which bathroom to go into or which hallway to go to. Y'all, we can apply that same concept, that same mindset spiritually. You don't need to wait until the storm hits. It's going to hit. And for most people, they're back to back. And sometimes there's more than one storm. So you might be having a hurricane, and you also have flooding, and you also have something else that's just snowballs. That is life. And we need to know where's our safe place. And it's by writing it over and over and over. It helps me, and I believe it helps you to get it into your muscle memory so that you don't even have to think about it. I know where my safe place is, and it's at the foot of the cross. It's with God. He's my safe place. If there's a tornado, I know which bathroom to go to that's a safe place. So y'all just think on that, because I'm giving you the invitation for the workshop. If you've not signed up, you can use this workbook and these dividers that we're making to really dig deep into those verses of who the King of Kings is, who is the Prince of Peace, and who you are as a child of the King. And then each month we're doing these, we're lettering these verses, we're painting things that you can put into that journal if you want to. You don't have to, but that's my plan. So this is the main verse and the main artwork for October. And this is a 5x7 print. So each month we have a standard thing that we send out. We do that 5x7 print. And then we also do a variety pack of cards that go along with that theme verse. And so I love these colors. I just love these colors. I love pink and aquas and browns and oranges. I love those colors together. Look at this one. Teach me the way in which I should walk, for I lift my soul to you. So this is asking God, teach me. And we can apply this to the storm. Teach me, for I lift my soul to you. And that's Psalms 143:8. This one is Psalm 21, 20, verse 1. May the Lord answer you in the day of trouble. It's not saying if trouble comes, it's coming. It will come. It's here. And it always brings a friend. May the name of God, of the God of Jacob, protect you. We need protection, don't we, in storms? And He is our refuge, and He is our place of protection. Thank you, Sherry. I'm excited for you to get yours and start decorating with these, because I know you like to do that. Pour out your heart where? Before Him. Why? Because God is a refuge for us. That's important. And in this one, Psalm 62:8, trust in what? In Him. When? At all times. So not just every now and then. Trust in Him at all times. And why? Why can you trust Him? Why? Because He's our place of refuge. He's the King of Kings. He is able. He is sufficient. It's in knowing why that makes you more, it's going to make you more prone, or it's going to make it easier for you to just immediately go to Him. So this is, I've already showed this. This is the little, we call them these littles. They're 4x4s, and they'll fit in a frame with a 4x4 opening, and it's also reversible. So there's part on the front and part on the back. Hey, Deborah, I just like doing them this way because you could, like, the first part of the week, have your card this way to start reading the verse and memorizing it. Then you could do the back side. Okay. And then we also include what we call these minis. They're little shareables that you can keep them in your wallet or your purse. And when you go to the grocery store, give one to the cashier. Whoever you're coming along the path, y'all, you never know. You never know by looking at someone on the outside what they're dealing with on the inside. And these are little cards. Some people call them little happies that you can pass along to other people and just trust the Lord with the results. Just pass it along. He says that his word will not return void. So it will make a difference. It will make a difference. Whether you see it or not, it will make a difference. So I wanted to take just a minute and show you a few things, because our goal this year has been to draw near to him. And I want to show you some ways you can do that. So, Kate, thank you. I love this shirt too. And this shirt is actually what inspired me to start doing shirts a couple of years ago. Actually, I got this shirt right before the COVID stuff hit at a arts and crafts show in Birmingham. Hey, Deborah, I hope y'all are doing okay over there in West Virginia. Yeah. And my other Deborah in Southwest Virginia. I love that. I get y'all mixed up on who's where, but thank y'all for always telling me. Hey, Vicki Hill. I want to show you something. So this is what's coming in the October kit. This time the little surprise is a frame. And I know a lot of you probably know how to do this, but I just want to show you a few things. So this particular frame is, I like that white distressed. I like it. Then this comes off. This is not glass. This is why I was excited about these frames. It's hard for us to ship frames that have the glass because things are so easily broken in shipping. So this is how it would look. Now let me show you something. So what I did is I looked at some of my stash to see what I had already in these colors. So I grabbed a few things. So I found this. This is some of my favorite paper, and it's got the orange on the back, and it's got those pretty colors on the front. I also found these little things in my stash of stuff. And I found this. This actually came from the scrapbooking section, y'all. I found that. I had purchased these from Michael's a few weeks ago when they were doing a fall clearance. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to change out this display. And then I want to show you how you can do some lettering for your displays throughout your house or on your office desk. Just put them in all the places, because especially right now with the craziness that's happening around us, we need more reminders than ever, okay? Because it's so easy to feel panicky. I'll give you an example. I didn't know that this was going on, but a friend had told me that about the strikes with the port workers on the East Coast, and it's like, oh my goodness. I feel like with businesses, we're just constantly hit with things. And so my mind started going down that track of how is this going to affect me? Do I need to go ahead and place orders for things? What do I need to do? And it was just a downward spiral, and it was not helping me. So it was like, Lord, I've got to remember truth. This is not taking you by surprise. Nothing takes him by surprise, it's just hard to imagine that, isn't it? If you didn't like the orange, you could paint this a different color, but I'm going to see if I can take, let me see if I can do it this way. Yeah, I like this view better. All right, so I'm going to take one of these. Hey, Alina, I'm so glad you're here. We are changing out the display with this newest verse. That one says pour. This one says trust. I love this one that says pour. And I've got an illustration for y'all with it. So hang on. Is that on there? And then I've got this. Okay, so that's one display with that. Okay. Uh-oh, I covered up the word pour. Hang on. Because that word is important, and I want to show you. All right, so this is one display. I just took some little picks, floral picks, and then I curled them around to help them be a little bit shorter. I didn't really need it to be that big, but I love picks. So if you ever are shopping and you see these little floral picks on sale, you ought to grab some because they make decorating really easy. Okay, so this is just very simple, just a simple little detail. Good, thank you. I want it to be helpful for y'all. Okay, so this is one display. Well, I do have a desk. This would fit on my desk. I could put this in the kitchen on the counter. There's lots of places I could put this. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. This is the 5x7, but let me show you something. So I chose this one because this one works with our October design. It will also work with the November design and the Christmas design. So with that in mind, I'm thinking about, is there something I could do to dress this up a little bit? I could add that little brown thing. I could put this on there, and that would look really cute together. Let me put it on that side. That would look really cute together. But that kind of limits me on what will match it or what will coordinate it. So I'm thinking that I could use some Velcro dots, put a little piece of Velcro on the back, put a little piece of Velcro there, and then I could just change out the little thing at the bottom so that it coordinates with whatever the artwork is that I put in here. So that's what I'm going to do with mine. I don't have my Velcro here at the table, but that's how I'm going to do it. All right, so I'm going to put this over here on my little display thing, if I can get it to stand up. Now, let me show you there. All right, so this is another little thing that I think I got this at Hobby Lobby, but I think a lot of stores has these. I don't know what they're called, but it's got the little wire thing so you can put pictures in there. That's what was in here, was a picture. But this will also hold one of our shareables, whether you do it like that, and then you could do this on the top. So that's an idea. Or you could just do one of them. But this, what I wanted you to see is the yellow. So let me put it in there again. All right, so look at that. By putting this with a yellow background, it pulls out the yellow in those flowers, and it pulls out the yellow in the center. If I had something that had a turquoise background, it would pull out probably the blue in the vase and the little blue dots in the center. That's just a little design hack that you look at whatever your piece is and what do you want to pull out in that piece, and then you can put it on that background and it just helps pull it out. Okay, so this is one It's hard to do it upside down. So that's one example. So this is the one I'm excited about. Okay, so I found this beautiful teacup at an estate sale. I love teacups. All right, let me move this. See that? Isn't it pretty? And then look on the inside. I thought that was pretty. So I've got this pumpkin here. I wonder if I can pull this up without knocking this over. I had my other camera set up, but this is a better angle. So see this little white pumpkin and this yellow right here? So look, I could prop that cup up like that. And then here's the word pour. Look how well that coordinates together. It's got the cup pouring out. You could put little hearts, paper hearts in there. And then there's our verse reminder. So the white pumpkin, the white teacup, this, and then that yellow in the background. I feel like that something is in the way. Can y'all see that okay? Hey, Diane, I'm glad you're here. I hope y'all and you and the girls are okay. When you get a chance, give us an update. If for those who don't know, Diane is from South Georgia, and they were hit really, really hard by the hurricane. They have a church and a ministry for women, and they have experienced a lot of damage. So I just ask y'all to pray for them and hundreds of other people who have experienced just traumatic damage. It's just a trauma. So good, everyone's okay. No electricity, but God is providing. Okay. So this is one very simple display. Now let me show you the next one that I'm super excited about, okay? And this is some lettering that we can do. Let's see if this will fit. I love pine cones too. Did y'all pick up pine cones when you were a little girl? So I put this pen in there. I remember us picking up pine cones as a little girl. So I put pine cones on here. All right, so let me move this to the side because I want to show you my next one that I'm excited about. So remember me making this. This is I think it's 4x4 piece of wood. And this is one of those watercolor pumpkins that I did. And so I glued the watercolor paper to this wooden piece. And then I added the little, that's again part of that floral pick. And then I glued it to, I don't know what this is called. They kind of look like chopsticks. I found them with the dowels. So let me show you something else we can do. Okay. And this is fabric. So I glued some fabric on the bottom and some book paper. All right. So my idea is using one of these on a floral pick, but I wanted to do it so that I could see both sides. Okay. So how am I doing on time? Because I have two more ideas. Okay. So this is some of that paper that I like. I could do something like that where I need an extender is basically what I need. So I could use this kind of paper here and then let the stick go up in there. Or I could use some book paper. So this is some really pretty book paper. I love how aged it looks. So let me show you this. So I'm trying to hope this is stirring up some creativity in you. All right, so I could fold the paper and just kind of tear it. Okay, like this. And then I would lose a little bit of the border, but not much. So I could attach it to this and then put my stick here, and it would become a pick. So let me do that. All right, so I keep saying so. I don't know why I keep doing that. I'm sorry. I was about to say it again. I was about to say, okay, so let me. I am so tired, y'all. But I'm slowly getting there. I pulled these ribbons. These are all in the colors from that design. So these are just some ribbons that I had in my stash. So I'm going to look and see how can I incorporate that. Okay, so y'all hang with me just a second. And let's see if we can get this thing turned on. Y'all still here? Thank y'all for praying for. Hold on. Come on. All right, here we go. We have ragweed blooming here, and I think it's trying to take me down. Okay. Here we go. Okay. The color seems off, but that's all right. I just want you to be able to see, because this would actually work with any of those cards that come in our encouragement kit, and we're going to use this same technique. We're going to letter a card also. So I'm looking at it and trying to decide which side to put the paper on, so I won't lose anything important there. I could lose a little bit here, but it's not bad. So I'm going to take my glue, not my glue, my tape. If I can find it, here it is. This is that double-sided tape. Hey, Barbara, glad you're here. We are adding our new theme, our October verse. I think I'm going to do it on the other side. Yeah, I'm going to do it on the other. I'm trying to look at it as this side has more room. So I'm just sticking the tape down. We've got a new theme for this month, a new verse, a new artwork. I know I had scissors. Here it is. And I'm going to use some double-sided tape. You could use hot glue. All right, so I'm using some double-sided tape I'm calling this an extender. I don't know. That would be super cute right there, but I'm going to use that on something we letter. All right, so I'm going to now apply this. I'm trying to center it up, and I'm lining. Whoops, that's super duper sticky. So I want to have it in place whenever I put it down. So I'm lining up this edge with the top of that tape, and I'm just kind of eyeballing it to see if I have it in the center. So I'm lining it up just like that. And then, hold on, I'm holding the back piece in place. I got it. There it is. Okay. And that way, and it's crooked, but it's okay because we're going to put something else there. The only way I know it's crooked is these words are crooked. But the trickiest part to this is just getting the paper down without it getting crooked. But we're okay with crooked. All right. So now what I want to do is remember that if I move this, it would probably help. Let me move this. Remember this stuff I said I found in my crafting stuff? And this is just ribbon that came from the scrapbooking section, I think at Hobby Lobby. You can make a frame out of cardboard and then attach the stick so you could turn it easily. That's a great idea, Deborah. That is a great idea. We should have a little challenge on how many ways could you display your verse card. I think that would be a good idea. All right, so I love orange and pinks together, so I wanted to add this orange right here just to tie it all in. And I think I'm going to just use my hot glue so I don't have to wait for it to dry. I love that idea. Anybody else have ideas? I really do think I'm going to make a post and get y'all to share your ideas for verse cards. All right, so there's that. Then I'm going to take my little skewer and I'm going to put it in there like that. I need to make sure it's in the center. And for some reason, this is not one of the flat ones. So like this is the flat one. This one is not. So I don't know how this is going to do. Let's just see. That looks pretty good. About right there. I think this is going to be too long though. So I'm going to break part of it off. Look at it. It's got frizzy hair. Let me cut that. Okay. So I'm going to put that right in there. And then we're going to letter one. So y'all hang with me here just a second. A little bit there. Got it. Got it. Got it. All right. Popsicle stick. Yep. I've got some of those and I almost got it. Almost brought it over here. Okay. There it is. I can see both sides. And I'm going to put a little piece on this side just because. Do that like that. If you were strategic, you could do it so that the paper had verses or wording on it that even coordinated with this. I was not that strategic. I was just grabbing some book paper. Okay, so there it is. So let me get my base. Okay. All right, let me swap. Okay. I found this vase at Michael's also. I'm not a Michael's salesperson, but I did want to just tell you this is where I found it. It's hard to do this backwards. Oh, let's see if I can do it this way. You get the idea though, don't you? Isn't that pretty? So I think I would need just a few more things in here to help it be secure, but I think you get the idea, don't you? All right. So now let me do one with lettering. Okay, so let me put this back here. And for that one, you'll just need some, you could do book paper, but you just need some cardstock paper. Let me move this. And I wished I had the make your frame with popsicle sticks. That's a good idea. Y'all have a lot of good ideas, y'all. Good ideas. That's what happens when you hang out with creative people. All right, so I'll move this. So for lettering, I want to do it so that I'm using the word trust, and I want to do one using the word pour. And I actually could use this paper, and I might just do that. Let's do this paper in half. So we're going to do a lettered version of that. Okay. All right, so you could do it like that or landscape. All right, let's turn the thing back. It is scrapbook paper, Barbara. Isn't it pretty? Okay, now let's talk about pens. Just use whatever you have. So what I did is I just looked for the colors that were in my stash. Oh, this is what I wanted to use. Doggone it. Okay, thank you, Lord. I'll do both of them. I want to use this one. And this coordinates. So we'll do 2. We'll do 2. And then I was looking for some of that bright pink. I love these little books of scrapbook paper. Debbie uses chopsticks for different crafts. They're handy, aren't they? Okay, this is just a tag. And my idea for this was it could be a bookmark with our verse. So I want to go ahead and do my bow, my ribbon, because I think that will help me know my colors for lettering. So I'm just going to cut some of this ribbon off. We actually could also, it doesn't have to be a bookmark. It could even be a tag to put in our display. I like, this is some ribbon I've had for 100 years and I like it, but it's not going to go in that hole very well. So I've been really working hard to use stuff that I already have, because I have a tendency to buy paper or ribbon, or especially scrapbook paper, and because I like it, I like the colors, I like the patterns, but then I don't use it because I don't know, somehow or another I'm thinking that I need to save it for a special project or something, so I never use it. So I'm using my journal as a special project and telling myself it's okay to use it. Use it for this special project. So that's what I've been doing. And it's been bringing me a lot of joy because it's stuff I've been hanging on to and now I'm using it. So here's what I've done. And y'all, I didn't plan this out in advance. I got this pulled together like 15 minutes before we started, just quickly grabbing stuff. Debbie, I found this. This is Recollections, and I'm pretty sure it was from Michael's, and they have different sizes. This is 2x3. They also have, I think it's over on my other table. They have 4x6. And Hobby Lobby also has this kind of paper. I don't think it's the Recollections brand. This is Tim Holtz brand. And look at all those colors. It's beautiful. And you can do so much with it, with your lettering and decorating and crafting. But I have several different sizes of that type scrapbook paper. All right, so let me do my ribbon. All right, so I've got a pink and an orange. Then I've got a patterned ribbon. And look, they're different widths also. And then I have a really skinny orange. Okay, so let me see if I can get these threaded through this hole. Yep. And I'm just going to do it like this. Okay, so this could be used in a lot of different ways. What are some ways you can think of that you could use something like this? I know a bookmark. It could be a gift tag. What else could this be? I use this size paper a lot, Debbie. Okay, I don't want to tie it that way. I should have done it shorter. That's okay. All right, here's how I'm going to fix it. I'm going to get a piece of this, if I can reach it. I cut it too short to tie it into a knot or a bow. So I'm just going to do this. Okay. Okay. all my little tags go in all the different directions. I like it. All right, and so I'm just going to tie a knot in the flower one. All right, so now since I did it like this, I'm kind of thinking I want to letter in the portrait. I mean, I saw these colors and my brain just started going crazy with ideas. See, that would be pretty. You could do this like that. There's so many things you can do with it. So let's do some lettering with it. I also found this hem binding stuff. This could also be incorporated into it. So, all right, so our word is trust in him at all times. And then pour out your heart before him. So I want to see if I can letter that onto this. I'll have to write it smaller, but let me see if I can do it. And I need my pencil. I don't see my favorite pencil in there, but I think this will work. And because I'm kind of limited on space, what I want to do is I want to write, I'm going to do the main two words first. So I've got trust. There's trust. Can y'all see that? It's hard whenever I do it in pencil, isn't it? Esther, I would love for you to show us what you make with it, because I bet there's some others that have fabric also. I love fabric. I do not enjoy sewing, but I love fabric. All right, so look what I'm doing. I'm going to do my T's in the shape of a cross. Okay, trust in him. I'm doing it in pencil first because I want to make sure that I get all of it on here. I know it's hard to see whenever it's hard. Okay, Sherry's saying that she can see it. Good. So trust in him at all. So I really want that all to stand out. So let me see. So for those who are new to me, I like to use lettering. It's just a tool that we can use to help us remember verses, and we can use it with lettering helpers. And what I mean by that is different styles of lettering will help. Using two different styles of lettering will help your key words stand out. It puts emphasis on them. So a key word, for me, a key word is words that I read it and it stands out to me. I know I need to pay attention to that word. It has a special meaning to it, or I just know I need to put emphasis on it to remember. Okay. So trust in him at all times. And then my next keyword, oh, I wished I had done it this way. Hang on, y'all. I didn't have the ideal thing would have been to use my friction pins, but I didn't have them here handy because I was getting my stuff together at the last minute. Trust in him when at all times. And I forgot the S. Goodness gracious. Now, at all times. Then here's my other keyword, pour. We want to be really careful who we pour our heart out to, don't you think? We don't need to be pouring our heart out to everyone and not going to the one who can do something about it. Pour out your heart before this could be a bookmark in your journal. Oh, I'm not going to be able to get him on there, so hang on. This is how I do all of this. Whenever I do a lot of erasing. Pour out your heart before, and I can do an underline to help that stand out. Him. I got it. Wow, I made it fit. Okay, so now let's decide on our colors. So I've got orange and pink, and there's a couple of variations of the color of pink. I think that I want to use brown. If I have a brown with me, let me see. I want to use brown because for the trust and the pour, because that's my part. My part is to trust and my part is to pour. So I'm going to use the same color. This is a pencil. Hang on, y'all. This is a brown. Let's see if that's not brown. It tricked me. Oh, well. This is what I'm using because I've already started doing it. I thought it was brown looking at the cap. But this is the Jelly Roll Glaze. And if you're in Creative Heart Studio, do y'all remember when Desiree did our class and she was showing about these pens? I had already ordered some. Now that's pencil. This is pencil. Oh, and guess what? It is not a color pencil. This is just it's not a water soluble pencil. So that is okay. We've got trust. So that was an accident that I'm going to turn into. This is how it is. So I did the brown here. Thought I was using a brown pen. So I'm going to follow that by using brown on the first letter of pour. So anytime you think you're making a mistake or have an accident, just back up, look at it, and just redirect. Just like, okay, so how can I make this work? Okay, so now I've got pour. The jelly, if you use the Jelly Roll Glaze, she was pointing out to us, and you can follow her also for lettering. It's her Hazel Eyes Studio. Her name is Desiree, and she's amazing. Barbara said yes. Barbara was thinking, I think it would be a great bookmark, especially for a happy love gift. I agree. If you know somebody that's going through a hard time right now, they need to remember to trust him. But just saying, oh, just trust the Lord, just trust the Lord, that's true. But I think we also need to be reminding people who he is. And that helps us, I think, to be able to trust him. If we can remember who he is, I think it makes a difference in how we trust him. I think it makes a difference in if he's the first one we go to, or is he the last one on the list? See how I'm using a pattern here of colors. Pattern is another lettering helper. Pattern and color, size of the lettering is also a lettering helper. See how I'm using a larger size on these words that I really want to stand out. I'm going to put pink right here. And all I did is I just looked through my stuff quickly and I grabbed the colors that were in that artwork. Okay, so I've got pink, brown, and now I'm going to use the orange, and I have turquoise. Do I have anything that's turquoise? Okay, so I've got this that's orange. I don't think this is going to be thin enough. This is a Crayola Super Tip. So I'm going to use this orange. This is one of those sparkles. Sparkle Pops, I think is what they're called. And they really do sparkle. Once all this dries, then I'll come back and I'll erase my lines. So with this, you could just use your handwriting and then use color and thicken up. Let's see. This is too thin to use that Sparkle Pop, so I'm just going to use this micron out. Sorry, I can't talk whenever I'm doing something little. Okay. Oh, Andrea's, my sweet little, has just started chemotherapy. Please send prayers. Oh, is it a grandbaby? Okay. Here's some turquoise. I wanted to just incorporate this turquoise in here. Okay, so look how that made that dog, your sweet little dog. Oh my goodness. Just pray for the doctors to have wisdom to be able to help that little thing. They're like our children. I mean, they become like children. We have several. All right, where's my eraser? Y'all, if you don't mind, let me run to my other table. I want to get my good eraser. Promise, I'll be right back. Oh, I see something else we could use. Here's some burlap I found on my way back over here. This would be cute also to use. All right, so I think that's dry. So I'm just going to gently go over it to get my pencil mark off. Now, whenever I'm doing our traceables that we do for our classes, I use my iPad now. But it's a similar process. I'm constantly erasing and moving things around to be able to fit it in the space. All right, so I'm going to use that turquoise down here also, just to underline our word. And let's put some right here and here. Okay. And then see how it would work with this. And you could put another verse on the back. I think it would be really pretty. I love it makes it pop, doesn't it? So if you were to look at this from a design perspective, I chose all the colors from this design, and I didn't put any turquoise in the lettering. I put it in the hearts. And so what it does is it actually makes it pop. It's so fascinating to play with colors. I accidentally erased my underline and had to go back and add it. But there's one more way that we can use this in a display. We could, if you didn't want it to be two-sided, you could put the popsicle stick or something on this. Let me show y'all. So, well, I don't have another stick. Pretend like this is the stick. You could do it like that and stick this down in an arrangement. And if you were able to do it in a way that was temporary, like a piece of tape or something like that on the back, put it in an arrangement, and then they could take the tape off and use this in their book or in a journal or Bible. That way it makes it a versatile gift, but that's how we can use it. So, oh, it's 101. Let me do one more really quick with our little bitty paper. All right. Okay, so what word do y'all think that if I was going to do one word, which word do you think I should do? So I'm going to line this stuff up. So could do it like that. Oh, I thought you could see it better. Let me pull this up. Does anybody have a recommendation? I know this pink would work on that paper. That's a good idea to use plastic forks to add tags to arrangements on the basket. Okay, Debbie, thank you for asking me that because it's on my list to do today. We're having weird internet stuff. I don't know. It's just weird stuff is happening. Okay, I got 2 trusts. All right, so I'm going to do it this direction. All right. All right, so I'm going to go down stroke is thick, up or across is thin, down stroke is thick, all right, and then I should have done this with pencil first, but we're going to make it work. Anytime you're lettering and you start running out of space like I just did, you can make your letters kind of quirky where parts are taller than the others, and it will help you get them in there. So, trust. All right, so I'm gonna do it. Oh, thank you. I hope that the replay version, that I hope that my version is okay, because we don't know why it did that, y'all. Okay, so there's that one. Hey, darling. I'm glad you're here. So you could do the print little quirky version, or you can do more of a script style like that. And then I was thinking that we could take this and put on this side. What's another word? I know. How about if I write, "He is our refuge"? How about that? If I can get that to fit. Let's see what I have I can work with. I've got my little tray of pens over here. Sorry, I'm going over just a bit. Okay, so let's do this. Oh, I hope that eye is doing okay. Are you doing okay? That pink is so dark, you have to look for something that's even darker for it to show up on there, or use a good white pen. You could do that. Yeah, you could make their card even, couldn't you, Linda? He is All right, this is the Jelly Roll Glaze. He is, I'm being very brave. I am not penciling this out first. All right, so I'm making it like a cross. He is trust. I just think we need to give this message as well when we're telling somebody, oh, trust the Lord. We need to say this part. I need this reminder. He is trust. Is it going to work? I got it barely. So when you're trustworthy, I got it. So whenever you're encouraging somebody or encouraging yourself. So if I'm talking to myself and like you just like with I saw the thing about the strike and I started going down that trail of, oh my goodness, what's that's going to mean for all of us. And I had to stop myself. You've got to trust the Lord. He's not taken by surprise. He is trustworthy. So I could have just said, you've got to trust the Lord. But something happened whenever I told myself, because he is trustworthy. It's easier to do that whenever I remind myself he is trustworthy. Okay, so I'm just going to use my little roll of stuff. Trying to bring this to a close, girls. Okay. Do y'all have ragweed where you live? I'm just curious. Or do we have it all here in Alabama? Well, Georgia has it too. But I'm just curious if other people have ragweed. All right, he is trustworthy. And then I'm going to put this one on this side. It's one of my number one allergens, ragweed. Okay. And I think I want to use this one to outline this because I really want this to stand out. So what could y'all use this for? And this came from that little pad of scrapbook paper. But if you are a crafter and you probably have scrapbooks, little bitty scraps, that's a tongue twister. Look at them and see if you can't use it for just lettering a few little happies, reminders to people. And you could even be the people. You have it in Texas. Yes, in West Virginia, Kentucky. Okay, I thought maybe we had it all since it was so bad. Okay, so here's an idea. I walked by and saw this. So I think I'm going to... So I think we could do it like this. I love that little ravel part. So if y'all don't mind, I'm going to get up really fast and get a popsicle stick. These have color. Okay, I can use this. All these have color. They're paint sticks. Okay, so here's my idea. That we could use a little bitty piece of not scrapbook. I want some on both sides. like that. Okay, little cards like that would be good as family place cards at dinner just to encourage our kids or family, or even at a lunch or dinner gathering to set by the plate. That's a good idea. Oh my goodness, that's a wonderful idea. Is it Sherilyn? Is that the correct way to say your name? Sherilyn? All right, I'm going to stick this. And then I'm almost finished. Yes, I love the idea of placeholders. You could make quite a few of these up in advance. And Sherry, okay, good. Hey, Sherry. Oh, that would be pretty. Did y'all see Barbara's stitching on the burlap with embroidery floss would be pretty? Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. That might bother me that is so uneven. I'm not going to worry about it right now, though. Just stay focused. All right, so I got it down. I did it with the tape so that I didn't burn myself so bad. Oh, these allergies. All right, so now what I want to do, I love that idea, Barbara. Oh, and I've even got this little leather stuff. So I want to figure out about where to, I'm going to cut a hole and stick my popsicle stick up in there. We have some creative juices going today. Have y'all noticed that? Lots of good creative ideas. I love it. All right. Stick that little fella up in there and do it like that. Then we could even paint the stick or put, oh, you know what? That binding tape is almost that. Look at that, y'all. Look, that is so close. So let me swap it over. Do you have some ideas now? Yeah. Kansas has plenty of ragweed. Yes, good old ragweed. Yes, y'all. A painted decorated stick would be pretty too. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint this like a turquoise color and possibly put some of the ribbon or something with the orange on there and then put the stick up in there. I think that's what I'm going to do, girls. So I'll post a picture of the finished piece so y'all can see it. I think if I did turquoise, it would look good. I could do turquoise on one side and orange on the other. So many ideas for this. And I mean, my brain is just going. You could do a shorter stick and do it as a stand. There's just a lot we can do with this. So, that's a good idea. Sandra said print in him on the stick. That's a great idea. I love it. Yep. So I'm gonna finish this little thing up. I'll post a picture of the finished piece. So just as a reminder, if you've not signed up for Child of the King, I want to encourage y'all to do it. If you are a Creative Hearts member, you've got a discount code to use when you check out so you don't have to pay. So it won't charge you, but you have to use that code or it's going to charge you. We still have some room for new subscribers for our box, our encouragement box that we ship out every month. And if you'll go ahead and get signed up this week, we'll send you a box. Look at the little floret thing. That would be cute too. So my brain is like going crazy with all these pretty colors and all the ideas. So I just loved spending time with y'all and working on this stuff. So sign up for the King, Child of the King, and it's 5 days. And y'all, I think there's 3 lessons in each day. So it's like a total of 15 videos for only $15. And that is going to usher us into our October verse and what's coming in November. We want to get grounded in who he is. Who is the King of Kings? All right. Thank you, girls. I needed it too, Andrea. It wasn't just you. I needed it too. So I'm thankful that he shows up and he helps us. All we have to do is say, okay, Lord, here we are. Use our creativity. And he does. All right. Y'all go have a good day. And I hope to see y'all very, very soon. Alrighty. Bye-bye.